Welcome to Madden 19 franchise mode. Now in this mode, you could pick a player, you could pick a coach, or you can pick the owner to proceed in your franchise experience. Now I chose to be Matt Nagy for my fantasy draft franchise with the Chicago Bears. As you can see, he's on his phone. He seems to be a pretty busy man. He's talking to people. He's on his computer at times, updating his Facebook and IG status and so on and so forth. Now, I wish that this was a little bit more immersive. Now, where does at the home screen of franchise, I have no problem with this. But what if we're installing a game plan? Shouldn't we maybe be in the classroom now with some of our players sitting at desk as we go over the playbook and new schemes that we have put in for this week's game versus the Arizona Cardinals? If it's combine season, shouldn't we actually be in Indianapolis watching players run around the field, lift weights, run 40s, catch passes, and do things of that nature? The fact that we're going to be in our office the whole time that we're in franchise, and a lot of people do 2, 3, 4, 5 years of franchise, to me, doesn't make it immersive enough. I do think it's a nice touch, but I definitely hope that EA Sports will build on this. And speaking of franchise mode, I do like the fact that they added custom draft classes. That's a good feature that they brought back, which I really do enjoy. And I think that the gameplay is fun enough where people can enjoy franchise mode. There's just not enough differences from franchise mode to play now mode to keep people playing this the whole season long. Now, it's time to start training. That's right, weekly training is back. And in weekly training, the Chicago Bears are practicing in their game jerseys. That might not be the biggest deal to some. To me, it points to EA Sports laziness. Because when we go to the long shot, you would see that Devin Wade, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak Prescott over there to the left. I don't know if you saw him real quick. But all the quarterbacks are wearing their red Don't Touch Me jerseys, right? Some teams use different colors, but all the quarterbacks around all NFL teams wear a different jersey to indicate that they can't be touched. All right? Going back to what you have in Connect the Franchise, these players are even tackling each other in practice. Again, might not be the biggest deal in the world to you, but it takes away from the immersion, and again, it points to EA Sports laziness. As he throws the ball to the flat, you would see that they are wearing shorts and pads, what most teams do throughout the week in practice, and nobody is getting tackled. Some of the animations are funky, but for the most part, you get that this is a practice and that nobody is going to get brought down to the ground. And another feature is that this is Dallas Cowboys' actual practice facility. Another thing I wish EA Sports would do for all 32 teams, not just the team featured in long shot. So now we have to move on to the intros just a little bit. I think right here, this is a lovely shot. You have the team coming out of the tunnel together, which most teams do. And then you break off into your individual or your starting offensive or starting defensive players being called out, able to run out as individuals, be called out. Now, this is a defensive player. I'm a Niner fan. I don't even know who this is. All right, but he's a defensive player. He's coming out by himself. I'm guessing he got introduced. But now you have the fullback, Hughes check. He comes out of the tunnel by himself, too. He's greeted by Garoppolo. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Do I even need to say it? Why would Garoppolo not be the last offensive player introduced for the 49ers? These are things that Madden is missing. Because if you've ever seen a player introduction, the best player, whether it's on defense or offense, is usually the last player to come out. Or the most popular player is the last one to come out. I love Hughes check. He reminds me of Tom Rathman. But at the end of the day, he would never be the last player to come out of the tunnel. Now, this is Madden 2012. One of the first, I believe the first Madden where they had player intros. They have the top 3 players on offense or defense run out. And then you see the star player. And of course, back then, the star player for the Niners on defense was Patrick Willis. I think that this is done pretty good. You had camera people on the field. You have cheerleaders on the field. And in Madden 19, you just have players running out in a random order. And there's nobody on the field. And it just doesn't look good. And again, it points to the laziness of EA. Now, there are more important issues that EA Sports should focus on. They should continue to work on gameplay so the game action can be as perfect as possible. If they get the gameplay down, all they have to do year in and year out is tweak things just a little bit. And then the game will be solid enough where they could really focus on all the cosmetic stuff like an MLB The Show does and what NBA 2K does for the most part. And again, I'm focusing on the franchise aspect of all these games. Now, when it comes to the sideline, you will see we got Derek Carr in the background. You saw some other offensive players. And this is a good thing because the Raiders are on defense in this clip. As we keep panning to the left, we're going to see Marshawn Lynch, I believe, talking to maybe the backup quarterback. Maybe that's a punter, a kicker. I don't know, but that's clearly Marshawn Lynch. It looks nothing like Marshawn Lynch. If you notice, all the players have the same helmet, same face mask, no gloves, no towels, no anything, right? No accessories at all. And again, it points to EA Sports' laziness and that they don't think it's a big deal, because even in their own trailer, they have the sidelines looking better. This is game engine footage. One of their first trailers that they came out with was Saquon Barkley doing this thing versus those Philadelphia Eagles. And if you look at the sideline, Lane Johnson, 72. He has an elbow pad or the rubber elbow thing on his left elbow and on his right elbow with gloves. Kelsey, the center, 62. He has tape on his right hand, and then his left hand, he has a glove, and I believe that's Carson Wentz behind him warming up or maybe doing something like that. You also have Alshon Jeffrey right there, number 17, has a towel, has gloves, looks pretty solid. So in selling the game, they would make sure that the sidelines look good. But in the actual in-game footage, actual gameplay, actual how the game actually looks and plays, they didn't care enough to fix the sidelines. So again, EA, I think that Madden 19 is pretty good, but the laziness got to stop. It got to stop. But I'm gone. I hope the rest of your day is the best of your day. Peace, love. Hot sauce.